Hey everybody, it's Rob Chevez with Reston, and today I have the pleasure of interviewing Kevin Witt, Vice President of the STDs. Yeah, you heard that right, the STDs, the Swim Team Dads. You're gonna hear the story of how they started, and more importantly, you're gonna hear the story of how you can catch an STD here on the WNOD. Come on, follow me. Perfect. Okay, Kevin. Hey man, good.
Rob.
Good seeing you, brother. I mean, we've known each other for some time.
Yeah,
now,
it's
right?
probably easily 12 years because I think
12.
we met, like you were networking together through like different networking organizations.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? How it works.
Yeah,
right?
and that's how we ended up where we are today.
That's right. 12 years later.
Yep.
So today we're going to be talking about you and the STDs.
The Swim Team
right?
Dads.
The Swim Team Dads.
Yep.
Right.
The Swim Team Dads.
And I'm excited because I got a Swim Team Dad hat. Right. So. You know, when Kim was talking about, interviewing the STDs, I was like, okay, well, like, I know that's Kevin's, but what is it? And essentially what I want to do is learn about the story, right? What's the story? Because there's a lot of, I'm sure.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
So let me start. I can start right there. Basically, it's you know how Reston's set up. So it's very much a very community-oriented atmosphere. And when we started, with little kids and we raised our kids in the neighborhood, it was quite interesting. We all had kids, and guess what? There's a summer swim program in Reston. So a bunch of us had kids, and they joined the swim team, and then we really, as a bunch of dads and moms kind of came together, we noticed that we all had this interest of staying fit. A bunch of us enjoyed cycling, and we started kind of putting together these little mini rides. And this was before like the shop, the Green Lizard was here, or the bike lane was really in town. And we started doing these, mountain bike rides or road rides, and the group got bigger and then bigger. And before we knew it, we had, triathletes, we had Olympic runners, we had some really impressive people, some nationally known or well-known like athletes, but all kind of general knocks of life. And we started, working out together, and they would pose challenges on each other. So we started a fitness challenge, and the fitness challenge would start in January, the first day of January, and you had to work out every day until there's one man standing. So it was like process of elimination.
Wow.
So it was in the gym
cool.
or some type of cardio. And then, we continued with the cycling and just the camaraderie and, hanging out at the swimming pool, talking about our kids. And then finally, a few years ago, we decided, hey, this is great. Our kids are getting involved with some of the activities. We are starting some nonprofit work with Cornerstone. I think you're very well aware of. It's a great nonprofit here in the community. But a lot of other nonprofits that we were doing. Our kids were involved in the Amazing triathlon, which again is a great event that's for a real good cause, and it really kind of shows kids how to be healthy and stay active, and also kind of give back to the community. And that's kind of was our motto moving forward. We said maybe we should start our own nonprofit. And then along came a friend of ours, Doug Boucher, and I think you may know him, and he had already started this thing called the Core Foundation. And the Core Foundation was really put together essentially to start running the Reston Sprint Triathlon, which is one of the largest fundraisers in Reston, and it gets a ton of people from Reston and the surrounding community, and also all over Northern Virginia and Maryland, and even as far away, I think I've heard it was like North Carolina this year, and some people from New York. So it's a great activity that gets people into beginning thinking about triathlons, and it's a fairly easy triathlon. So we were helping with that, but Doug came to us and said, hey, I've got this thing called the Core Foundation, and we wanted to set up our own nonprofit because we realized that when we set up our own nonprofit, we can donate to things that we want to do, donate to, and also is about the man hours. We're all donating our time and for different types of events, and it would be easier if we could just do it all as a group.
So we pull
all the resources together. So John Brennan and I were hanging out at the pool one day, probably drinking our coffee, and we always call ourselves the Swim Team Dads, and he's like, the acronym is STDs, And then they were like, catch one if you can. So that became our motto. It's on the back of our jerseys. And then we're like, now it's official. We need jerseys. We have to set up the 501c3.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we did that through the Core Foundation. And the Core Foundation really made it real easy. They handle all the administrative work. They're kind of our umbrella parent company. But more from the guys, what we do as guys, the biking in this area is, as you know, with the bike path here and so many cyclists. And the Green Lizard has done a great job building that culture. And they have the Green Lizard regulars. They do group rides. So we kind of were doing our own group rides too, and then we would incorporate into some of their rides. And then every year we do an annual Father's Day ride, and we do that out in Loudoun County. And then our families come and meet us at one of the local breweries. So
let me ask you a question real fast. How do you get involved with the STDs? Is it like you guys are like this closed group because it was only the swim dads, or like now?
So now we kind of do the sports team dads. So we've actually opened it up. So our goal is twofold. So number one, bring more people into the swim team dads like Newport, and also because Reston Swim League has different swimming pools, we've tried to encourage other swimming pools to say, hey, why don't you guys start your own swim team dad program and build on that, and we kind of show them how it's done.
Interesting, that's great.
And then what happened is kind of on that road, I have a friend I went to high school with. I was telling him about what we were doing, and he lives down in Charleston, North Carolina, and he said to himself, well, we could do that, but we're going to do it more as a sports team dads, and they were doing a bunch of fundraisers, so now they incorporated under the Core Foundation up here, and they're using the Core Foundation as that umbrella to really kind of, facilitate what they want to do.
But are they different than you guys? Are they
totally different?
Totally different.
Totally
right?
different.
Okay.
But they're a bunch of dads, and they do their own types of charitable things. They start a website on the Core page and kind of go from there. Now, with
I have a business idea for you afterwards, so we'll talk after.
So back to the swim team dads. So our goal is twofold: start more swim team dads, but also bring more people into our group, and then that way when we graduate out of the swim team dad program, because you do graduate from being an STD, believe it or not.
They're like, hey, he can't even run anymore. He's just busted.
Well, you're not in a swim team anymore. Our kids are graduated.
Yeah.
So we will, our goal is to pass that on to some, other younger fathers that are coming up through the program, and we do it. We have younger fathers that are coming up through the swim team program, and they're saying, hey, what are you guys all doing? Why do you wear these jerseys? And we have T-shirts.
They're like, hey, old timer.
You still got to catch one if you can.
I know.
We are pretty fast. Some of us are. But a lot of it's the camaraderie. We get together and drink beer. It's more about the fun, but also kind of that business mind of what can we do to give back to the community. The other important part too that we realized early on was once you establish as a 501c3, most of us work for larger corporations, and those corporations would match or basically give us a standard donation for the year, and it really kind of increased our ability to raise money just through this corporate donation.
Yeah, and just awareness.
Yeah.
So actually, talk to me about the raffle.
Thanks. So every year we do a bunch of different fundraisers. We do we start off kind of self-donations. We do the fitness challenge, and then in the summertime we do another kind of beach body challenge where we try to lose weight, or again, try to stay physically fit, all that stuff that dads are supposed to be doing all the time, like 365, right? It's a love handles.
Oh man, tell me about it.
So now we look at different fundraisers we can do annually, and this time this bike was donated. We were doing another charitable like a bike drive for Amy Asian event and another Bikes of the World, and this bike came rolling in. And the gentleman said, I want this bike to have a good home and a person that would really appreciate the bike. Well, I saw the bike and I knew right away, what it was. It's a beautiful, beautiful bike. It's a Bianchi. It's a 2001. It's a steel frame bike, carbon fork, and it has a full Campy equipment group on it. When this is polished up, it's beautiful. So we're going to raffle this off, and we're going to give the bike away the day of the Reston Century, the RBC, Reston Bike Club Century.
Okay.
And then also the Green Lizard Bike Shop is providing us with a professional bike fitting. I think the value is about $400. And then a third prize is going to be a choice between a pair of Oakley sunglasses or a Brooks saddle as a third place winner for the drawing. So, and whatever money we raise for that, we already have some local charities here that we've picked out that we're going to donate that money to.
So you guys come together as a group and say, hey, this is who we're going to. So it's never the same group. It's always a different group.
And we do a lot with the Cornerstones.
Yeah, they do a great
but then
job.
we do some stuff with some other foundations and charities here. We have a very diverse group. It's also international. You notice the flags on our jersey. So we have a person from Sweden, nationally born in Sweden, a person from Belgium. Ireland is represented. Colombia is represented.
I thought that was just the beers that you guys.
No, well, it is. I don't think there's enough room on the jerseys for the beers we like.
Oh, and you got some sponsors down there.
Yeah, and we do have some sponsors. The Lake Camp Brew House, again, back to the beers, is great. And the Green Lizard is one of our sponsors, and then Glory Days is a sponsor too.
Awesome.
So we actually
all great spots.
The swim team typically after every swim meet, because we're Lake Newport, Glory Days is right around the corner. We roll into Glory Days, and if you go into Glory Days, in the back wall underneath the TV, you'll see a Swim Team Dad's Lake Newport plaque on the wall that was awarded to us there, and a lot of that's too because of the charitable stuff that we do in the community, and the Glory Days is also very good at helping us out with that. So I think they might have a spot on the back of our raffle tickets.
And that's fun. Is there a cost to join the STDs?
So yes, there's a cost. So typically annual cost for us, just for fundraising purposes, about $500.
Okay.
So now that money is actually distributed. We use that for prize money when we do our contest. Now that money, you don't get the money back in the prize. You basically have the opportunity to donate that to your charity.
Okay.
So that's typically the cost to be an STD.
Do you have a schedule that you guys like?
So we meet quarterly for annual board, regular or quarterly board meetings. And then as far as rides go, we do a lot of the RBC rides. We do the Green Lizard Wednesday rides here. And then annually we have a couple rides on our calendar. But the other thing we do too, like I'm wearing the Reston Bike Club Century shirt. A lot of us do the Reston Century here. We all wear our jerseys. John Brennan and I just did the Garrett County Fundo last weekend out in Deep Creek, Maryland. And that was a great ride. Yeah, it was fantastic. Cool. It was beautiful. And then we do the Civil War Century. First year we did it, we had about 12 swim team dads, STDs in jerseys on the routes, and people were like, wow, there are STDs all over the place. So it's a great way to promote what we do.
Sure.
And then
it sticks out.
It does stick out.
Yeah.
and even on the bike path, we have tons of women. They'll walk in here, and Beth, the owner of the shop, or Davey, the owner of the shop, will attest to this. I caught an STD today, and they're so happy about it. And it's such a great feeling when you hear that, because you know that the word is spreading.
Yeah.
That there are these guys out here that call themselves the STDs, and they happen to enjoy cycling.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely going to help you guys get the word out.
Oh yeah,
so
please.
Where is there a place? What's the website where people can go and see the rides and learn more information?
So swimteamdads.org is a pretty active website. We post upcoming events. We'll post on there. If there's something that's passed, we don't. But that's one of the best places to get a hold of us is just to go to the swimteamdads.org.
Okay.
And there's a ton of information, a lot of photos on there. Or they can reach out to us directly, but I think if they just fill out.
Okay, do you have a donation goal this year? This is just
this year we'd like to see at least $20,000. So I think our goal, bottom line, is $20,000, and we should be able to hit that with charitable contributions from our corporations that we work for, and then also through the raffles and some of the other things we do with Core Foundation.
So people can go on site and just randomly donate if they want to donate?
Yep, they can be anonymous donations.
I got all sorts of ideas for that.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Well, Kevin, thanks so much for sharing some time.
That's great. No, this is fantastic.
It's awesome. Maybe I'll catch an STD one time.
You might. We got to get you a bike first, right?
That's right. That's right.
You could buy a raffle ticket.
No, that's right. Hey, thanks, guys, for tuning in. I was excited to learn about STDs, and hopefully you are too. Take care.